Viewers, there is an issue that we have to look at that is very pressing to you and me as citizens. The RTI Act gives each of us the right to question our governments on whatever they may be doing by sending in an RTI application. Now, RTI activists in each of our neighborhoods run the sort of function of a civic Robin Hood who dedicates time and energy trying to expose corruption and trying to expose the rot within our systems. These RTI activists should be protected, but unfortunately, we're seeing them being targeted, attacked, and worst of all, murdered, especially in the state of Maharashtra. Why isn't there more accountability? RTI activist Suhas Haldarkar was brutally murdered on Monday evening in Pimpri in Pune. Haldarkar had exposed several civic issues and openly raised his voice against the inefficiency of local corporators in that region. He was allegedly attacked by 11 people. Among the accused is a former Congress corporator. All of the accused have been arrested by the police and remanded to 8-day police custody. They hit him on the head with paver blocks from the roads that he was hoping to improve. Listen in.
खराळवाडीच्या चौकामध्ये पेवर ब्लॉकचे जे दगड असतात त्यांनी मारून हत्या करण्यात आलेली आहे. या प्रसंगी ऋषिकेश काटे यांनी फिर्याद दिलेली असून एकूण 12 जणांविरुद्ध याच्यात गुन्हा दाखल करण्यात आलेला आहे. काळ्या उर्फ संदीप कलापुरे याने रात्री त्याला अडवून मैताला अडवून सायंकाळच्या सुमारास तुझ्यामुळे माझी नोकरी गेलेली आहे, तू आमच्या भाईचे विरोधात काम कशाला करतो, फ्लेक्स त्याच्या विरोधातले कशाला लावतो, अशा कारणावरून त्यांचा वाद झालेला होता आणि नंतर मग त्यांनी त्याला त्या ठिकाणी अडवून पेवर ब्लॉकच्या दगडांनी मारून त्याची हत्या केलेली. पिंपरी पोलीस स्टेशनला या प्रसंगी 12 आरोपींविरुद्ध गुन्हा दाखल केलेला आहे आणि आरोपी अटकेचे काम सुरू आहे. 6 संशयितांना या प्रकरणी आम्ही ताब्यात घेतलेले आहे.
Well, that's the unfortunate truth, really. And what he had done was not only expose the rot, he had also, during the recently concluded civic elections in Mumbai, put up pictures of the accused, saying these people are the reason why your roads are in the condition that they are. His only crime, viewers, was that he told the truth, a truth that you needed to know. And neither our government nor our system was able to keep him safe. This is the 3rd RTI activist who has been murdered in the state of Maharashtra. Is the government this afraid of the truth that it will not protect those who are seeking it? And shouldn't we as citizens be more outraged right now at the fact that these people are being targeted? Joining me on the show this evening, J Chandorkar, former Mumbai Congress president and Congress leader. Ejaz Naqvi is an advocate with the Supreme Court. Vijay Kumbhar is an RTI activist who joins us from Pune. Bhaskar Prabhu, RTI activist in Mumbai, very senior activist. Sandip Setty is the brother of RTI activist Satish Shetty, who was a victim of a similar crime some time ago. Sanjay Prabhakar is the spokesperson of the BJP, Clyde Crasto, spokesperson of the NCP. I want to welcome all of you gentlemen to the show. I will start with Sandip Setty. Sandip Setty, thank you for joining us on the show. This is unfortunately a recurring crime where the corrupt are allowed to be brutal and silence those who are questioning them. Sandip Setty, thank you for joining us on the show. This is unfortunately a recurring crime where the corrupt are allowed to be brutal. Sandip, can you hear me?
For last 7 years I have been part of many such programs where RTI activists have been murdered or been attacked after my brother was killed in 2010. And 7 years have passed and there is no closure on the investigation of my brother's murder. And these 7 years have been like, have brought me out of the delusion that we all are in, that we are governed by rule of law in the constitutional framework. But that rule of law is limited to the larger population, but a small part of that population is immune to that rule of law. And when it comes to them, then all this this facade of constitutional rightness and our criminal justice systems all falls apart, and these people are secured by the system itself.
Sandip Setty, tell us what happened. Tell us what happened 7 years ago to your brother Satish Shetty.
7 years ago, my brother, who was a social activist and a RTI activist thereafter, after 2005, when this law came in, it gave more power to people like Satish, who could get more information to in their endeavor to find out corruption in this public offices and other government purchases and land deals and all stuff. So he was investigating a land scam on the Mumbai-Pune expressway, and on 15th October 2009 he registered a FIR against a CMD of IRB Infrastructure, which is a big infrastructure company, as we all know, and 14 other, in a case of forgery, creating false document and transferring government land to private parties. And thereafter he was first given allurements, and when he denied those, then he was basically given he was threatened, and he thereafter on 25th November 2009 gave an application for protection to the SP Rural of Pune, but that application was never processed, and within 2 months of that application he was murdered in broad daylight when he was on a morning walk on 13th January 2010. That is one part of it.
But this is unfortunately not the only case. I'll come back to you, Sandeep. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. RTI activist Bhupendra Veera also was shot dead in his home a few months ago in Mumbai, where someone walked into his house while he was watching television and shot him in the head, point blank, killing him instantly. This is unfortunately the world that we live in. Bhaskar Prabhu, what's going wrong?
Basically, our logo of our country is Satyameva Jayate, but all the political parties who come into power, they feel that they would like to have an administration of Satyameva Jayate. And all the RTI advocates, they are threatened just because they are taking out truth, which is used against them. They take out truth of illegal constructions, they take out truth of misutilization of the land, the school matters, forget all those things. Even midday meals, if you go do a social audit as per to the Right to Information Act, you will find it's totally a farce. All the funds are whatever the RTI advocates expose, even if that is properly seen and managed properly, then we will be saving around 30% of our budget. And illegal, which has been used.
And all of that money is being misappropriated.
Yes, definitely. Even if we did a small playgrounds and recreation grounds of Mumbai, we did around 4 playground social audit. We found nearly 88 lakhs fraud. It's a fraud. We claim it to be a fraud. And the present, Honorable Prime Minister in the convention of RTI had, the people have right to question, that is what he has said, and the administration has to answer. But the proposed amendments that the government has proposed is telling that after the death, all the applications will go off. The applications need not be answered. So
actually incentivizing killing somebody.
Yes, that means it is an incentive for the vested interest to kill the RTI activists and to kill the public interest citizens, so that the maladministration which is there continues.
Bhaskar Prabhu, this is obviously, we are now talking about the 3rd such murder that has happened.
No, sir. No, I would like to correct. Yes. There are nearly 65 killings in India. Out of that, 16 are from Maharashtra. Maharashtra is number 1 for getting killed, and 38 have escaped killing, and 400 all over India, they have been attacked, brutally attacked, making that position.
So this is obviously a dangerous job, Bhaskar Prabhu. Why do you continue doing it?
No, that's our mission. We know that we are in this hazardous situation. If a postman tells that I have to walk, it's not possible. So if a rightful citizens want to bring some system change, then they have to contribute. In the same way we did the freedom struggle. If you see, the whole of India did not participate in freedom struggle. It's unfortunate to tell. I think only 0.01% people participated in it.
So that was enough. Yes.
And I feel that this administration which is there, it's totally filled with malified intentions, and there is a very good connivance between the political parties and the administration. If the political will is there, I am sure the next day these things can stop. The other is that this killing would have stopped if the Section 4 of the Right to Information Act, which should have been...
Well, let's ask at this point Sanjay Prabhakar, who's the spokesperson of the BJP, who joins us right now. Sanjay ji, you just heard what Bhaskar Prabhu said, what Sandip Setty said. that Maharashtra is the most unsafe state for an RTI activist?
वंदे मातरम। देखिए, सबसे पहले भास्कर प्रभु जी ने जो कहा कि जो भी सरकार आती है उनके लिए सत्यमेव जयते असत्यमेव जयते हो जाता है। जो भी सरकार आती रही है उसके बारे में चर्चा नहीं करना चाहूंगा, लेकिन इस समय जो हमारी सरकार है,
अभी की सरकार के बारे में
इस समय जो हमारी सरकार है, हमारा तो मूल मंत्र है और हमारा नारा ही है सबका साथ सबका विकास और पारदर्शिता के साथ साथ भ्रष्टाचार को खत्म करना। ये हमारा मूल मंत्र है और ये हमारा नारा है, इस पर हम काम कर रहे हैं। तो इस बात को लेकर हम सत्य के साथ हैं। सत्य उजागर होता है, सत्य हमारे सामने आता है तो हम इस पर कार्य करते हैं। देखिए, जहां तक भ्रष्टाचार
तो
खत्म करने के मामले को लेकर ही जनता ने हमको चुना है।
को अमेंड क्यों कर रहे हैं फिर?
जी,
आपकी सरकार आरटीआई एक्ट को अमेंड क्यों कर रहे हैं?
जी, आप सवाल फिर से दोहराएं।
आरटीआई की जो एक्ट है उस पे एक अमेंडमेंट प्रपोज किया गया है
आरटीआई के रूल्स के तहत। आरटीआई के रूल्स में आपकी सरकार ने अभी कहा है कि अगर किसी को मार दिया जाता है तो उसके ऊपर, या मर जाते हैं जो एप्लीकेंट, उसकी फिर कार्रवाई आगे नहीं होगी। एप्लीकेशंस जो किए हैं वो वहीं बंद हो जाएंगे। तो ये तो मारो की एक प्रोविजन दी गई है, लोग एप्लीकेंट्स को मार सकते हैं अभी।
जी देखिए, बात ये नहीं है, इसके पीछे कानूनी जो बातें छुपी हुई हैं, छुपी मतलब जो इसके अंदर आती हैं उस पर गौर करने की जरूरत है। अगर कोई मार दिया जाता है आपके मुताबिक तो ये बात वहीं खत्म नहीं होती है, बात तो आगे भी जाती है, छानबीन तो शुरू रहेगी।
आरटीआई रूल्स की जो अमेंडमेंट ला रहे हैं आप लोग, आपकी सरकार जो ला रहे हैं उसका तो यही मतलब है।
जी देखिए, मतलब किस तरीके से निकालना, उसकी गहराई को जानना, कानूनी प्रावधानों को जानने की जरूरत है।
कानूनी प्रावधान के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं। आपकी सरकार ने अभी एक तो प्री लेजिस्लेटिव सर्कुलर जो निकला था 2014 में, कम से कम सजेशंस देने के लिए 1 महीने की मुदत देने चाहिए थी। ये तो कानून कहा था, अभी ये 15 दिन का, 31 मार्च को बता दिया गया 15 तारीख तक हमने उसको सजेशंस देने हैं, और वो भी ईमेल से, हार्ड कॉपी में नहीं लिया जाएगा। अभी वो उसको प्रोटेस्ट करने के बाद में थोड़े बदल गए हैं। अरे डिजिटल आपका करना है तो कीजिए, लेकिन सब देश भर में पहले पहुंचाइए। और दूसरी जो बात है,
आपको भास्कर प्रभु जी, आपको ये बात समझनी चाहिए कि जिस तरीके से हमारी सरकार ने,
हम तो संजय साहब, हम उम्र के 15 साल से पारदर्शिता को काम कर रहे हैं।
जब तक बात ऑनलाइन की नहीं होगी, पारदर्शिता की बात नहीं हो सकती।
अरे ऑनलाइन आप कलम 4 को इंप्लीमेंट कीजिए ना।
होगा हर चीज का रिकॉर्ड वेबसाइट्स में होगा, हर चीज के रिकॉर्ड अधिकारी को जवाबदारी होगी। और हार्ड कॉपी जो है, हार्ड कॉपी में बहुत बार कागजात गुम हो जाने की बात सुनने में आती है, बहुत बार समय पर नहीं मिलने के बात आती है, लेकिन जब ऑनलाइन होता है डिजिटल रिकॉर्ड्स भी गायब हो गए, नहीं हो सकता। तो सरकार जिस तरीके से काम कर रही है उसमें इस बात को थोड़ा सा आपको जो है इसमें ध्यान देना चाहिए कि आखिर क्यों किया जा रहा है।
आप हमें ये इल्जाम, आप हम पे ये इल्जाम मत लगा दीजिए कि हमने होमवर्क नहीं किया, हमने बात को समझे।
अमेंडमेंट की जरूरत क्या है?
One second, let's just bring everybody in. Let's just bring Ejaz Naqvi. Is there a disadvantage right now to the RTI activist? And of course, we saw Sanjay Prabhakar accuse us of not understanding the law and not understanding the problem. Is that the truth?
No, the problem is on the part of government. They had to do 2 certain things. One, the deterrence has to be increased. But the main thing is they had to increase the implications as well as the secrecy of the
But they've done the exact opposite. Have they done the exact opposite?
No, they are not doing all these things, because the secrecy is very precious thing in the information system, and they are disclosing everything, and they had to reform. Instead of reforming, they are curtailing the information, the applicant's rights as well. And they are even curtailing that after the death, a person who has been died in the process, they will not issue the information, they will not treat them as a victim. And these are the things which has to be addressed very seriously by this government, because the person who are jeopardizing his life, risking his life, family life, has to be treated very precisely by the society, and the government is failing to all these things, all these points, and that's why government should be made accountable for all these
I absolutely agree with you.
In 2011, CIC had passed a resolution on themselves stating that all the applications, if there is any murder or if there is any attack on the applicants, there will be a suo motu consideration taken by the CIC, and calling for all the information, and that should be published on the website. I believe the government has not been considering this resolution which has been done by the CIC in 2011, and in 2016 they want to curtail, they want to even not pass the Whistleblowers Act, and they want to dilute that Whistleblowers Act which was passed earlier.
Yes.
Now they are diluting it. And I feel that this government wants to curtail the information system. They are only talking about it, talking about online, talking about transparency, talking about digitalization, but they want to digitally kill the people who are asking for an information matter. Why this government has to do it?
ये झूठे आरोप हैं। सरकार जो है एकदम सही दिशा में काम कर रही है और आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट के हित में, उनके सुरक्षा को लेके जिस तरीके से पहले
सुरक्षा को लेके हाईकोर्ट ने केस हुआ, डायरेक्टिव्स दिए हैं सुरक्षा को लेके, आज तक कोई भी सुरक्षा नहीं दी गई है।
हाईकोर्ट ने भी, कोलकाता हाईकोर्ट ने भी डायरेक्शंस दिए हैं। हालांकि कोलकाता हाईकोर्ट ने ये भी कहा है कि इसका कानून नहीं मानना चाहिए।
प्रभाकर जी, अगर
बॉम्बे हाईकोर्ट ने कहा है कि आपने आज तक क्या किया है करके पूछा है, लेकिन अभी तक सरकार कोई भी सरकार, चाहे वो पहली हो या अभी की हो, लेकिन सरकार कोई
लगातार 2 टर्म उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया। अब जाकर हमारी सरकार के सामने ये सारी बातें आ रही हैं और हमारी सरकार इस बात को लेकर काम कर रही है और ये बात साफ है, सभी देख रहे हैं। लेकिन जिस तरीके से ये अभी हम लगातार जो 3 मर्डर की बात हुए हैं, ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्य है। देखिए प्रभु जी, ये बहुत दुर्भाग्य के साथ कहना पड़ रहा है।
अभी तक महाराष्ट्र में 16 मर्डर हो गए, उसमें से 3 अभी आपकी सरकार आने के बाद है।
अभी तक जो 3 मर्डर की बातें हो रही हैं, जो 3 हत्याएं हुई हैं, इन तीनों के पीछे जो कांग्रेस पार्टी के नेता का नाम सामने आया है और इसमें पुलिस के रिकॉर्ड से बता रहे हैं कि तीनों में कांग्रेस पार्टी के नेताओं का नाम आ रहा है, क्योंकि अभी जो हुआ है उसमें भी आ रहा है। जो घोटाले पीछे होते रहे वो आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट सामने ला रहे हैं, इनको लेकर ये अटैक हो रहा है। तो ये दुर्भाग्य की बात है कि पिछली सरकारों के सामने जो घोटाले हुए हैं,
do we have J Chandorkar of the Congress with us? Not yet. All right.
Can I come in here? See, the point here is, if you're going to keep trading, charges left, right, and center, we are not going to go ahead with this issue. The moot point here is, and the issue is that what do we do next? Now, Mr. Prabhakar said that we are going online, digital, and all. Fair enough. What he also says is that when there was papers, it was easy to destroy papers. But let me come to the point. My point here is,
नहीं, मैंने ये नहीं कहा कि destroy papers destroy हो जाता है।
आपके विरोध में, अरे प्रभाकर जी जरा सुनिए, आपके विरोध में नहीं बोल रहा, कुछ समझा रहा हूँ, कुछ बातें समझा रहा हूँ।
होती है।
अरे भाई साहब, बात तो सुनिए, पूरी बात सुनिए, फिर बात करिए। मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, मेरा तात्पर्य समझिए। मेरे बोलने का तात्पर्य समझने के बाद आपकी भाषा आप करिए। नहीं, आई एम गिविंग एन एग्जांपल। मैं एक उल्लेख कर रहा हूं, मैं आपको एग्जांपल दे रहा हूं। मेरी बात का तात्पर्य समझिए, फिर आप आगे उल्लेख करिए बात को की। आप सुनिए मेरी बात। The fact here is that if it is easy to destroy, if you can do away with this paper, it's also very easy to erase digital data. I mean, in fact, technically digital data also can be erased very easily. But the point here is, if at all anything that has to be done is to make more stringent provisions in the Whistleblowers Act of 2011. We have to make more stringent provision. And to start with, if you're going to do away with the fact that if somebody dies, an RTI activist is killed, and all the work that he has done stops right there, is the first step in the wrong direction. In fact, that should be more, that even if somebody is killed or if somebody passes away, that can be continued. For example, Mr. Shetty, his brother was killed. If Mr. Shetty wants to continue this fight, he should be allowed to continue this fight. It cannot be stopped here. So we need stringent measures. The Whistleblowers Act of 2011 has to be looked into more deeply, and as time goes by, as you come across circumstances, as you come across situations, make it more stronger. The RTI activists, like you said in the beginning when you started off this show, they're sort of Robin Hoods who are trying to protect the society, and we should actually, their job is commendable, and what is going against them should be condemned. We need to help them more. Let's ask
Sandeep Shetty this question. Sandeep Shetty, tell us this. From the time the government of Maharashtra has changed, which is now nearly 3 years ago, have you received any sort of different treatment as far as your brother's case is concerned? Have you received any justice?
No. If you just go through the chronology of events in my brother's murder, you would be alarmed to. I just wanted to ask the BJP correspondent that he said that they are vouching for a non-corrupt system. Let me be very clear and blunt on this, that the main accused in this case, who is accused in murder of my brother, is a very close associate of Mr. Nitin Gadkari. And as soon as in May 26, 2014, this new government came in, CBI, which had in the High Court said that prima facie there is evidence against IRB, went ahead and closed the case immediately 2 days after an order was made to investigate the land scam. And thereafter, the investigating officer who told me that he was summoned by the CBI director and was forced to close the case. And that the whole conversation is on tape and was brought in front of the High Court. And when this conversation came in front of the High Court, the CBI backtracked and started reinvestigation. And again after 2 years, they started reinvestigation in 2014. Till 2016, nothing happened. And then there were some media, some stories coming out, and then they arrested 2 people, saying that these people have shielded the real culprits. And then they file a charge sheet on bailable offences and let them go. And the case again goes in the abyss.
अभी इनका जवाब दीजिए.
All these stories of all these stories of being holier than thou is just to this for the studios of the televisions, nothing else. In practicality, these people are the same.
देखिए, सबसे पहले मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि आरोप लगाना बड़ा आसान होता है कि जो आरोपी है वो फलाने बड़े नेता के करीबी हैं, तो क्या सबूत है और साथ में क्या उनका कुछ इन्वॉल्वमेंट है? करीबी होना ये कोई बहुत बड़ा आरोप है और इस आरोप में कोई दम नहीं है. दूसरी बात मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा, जिस तरीके से अभी पैनल में बैठे हुए भाई साहब ने कहा कि ये बात कहा कि जो रिकॉर्ड्स होते हैं, ऑनलाइन जो रिकॉर्ड्स होते हैं वो भी इरेज किए जा सकते हैं, जिस तरीके से हार्ड कॉपी इरेज किया जा सकता है. लेकिन देखिए, जमाना जो है टेक्निकली बहुत आगे बढ़ चुका है, उसमें क्लाउड सिस्टम आ गया है, तो इसमें हटाना बड़ा मुश्किल है.
संजय प्रभाकर, हमें कंप्यूटर साइंस के लेक्चर
अभी तक डिजिटलाइजेशन बोलते हैं. मैं बोलता हूं कि सरकार का सिर्फ टेंडर भी अभी आपको ऑनलाइन नहीं मिलती है. बृहन्मुंबई महानगर पालिका के 38,000 करोड़ का बजट में अब गार्डन का टेंडर भी आपको ऑनलाइन मिलता नहीं है.
देखिए, इसी बात को लेकर इस बार हमने चुनाव में शिवसेना के खिलाफ हम लड़े और यही था कि हम ऑनलाइन पारदर्शिता को लेकर हम लड़े और शिवसेना के खिलाफ हम लड़े. टेंडर जो है ऑनलाइन नहीं होते थे, इस बात को लेकर हम उनके खिलाफ लड़े.
आपके
जनता ने हमें साथ दिया.
रेप्यूटेड लीडर पूरे शिवसेना के फाइल अपने टीवी में हमने देखे, लेकिन अभी तो कोई बात ही नहीं कर रहा है.
देखिए, इसी बात को लेकर हम जो है शिवसेना के खिलाफ लड़े थे, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से टेंडर्स में घोटाले का आरोप होता था, भ्रष्टाचार होता था.
संजय प्रभाकर, आपने संदीप शेट्टी की बात सुनी नहीं. संदीप शेट्टी has lost his brother. Let's respect what he's one second. एक मिनट, मुझे बोलने तो दीजिए.
सहानुभूति रखिए भाई साहब, थोड़ा सहानुभूति रखिए.
इस बात का हमें बहुत अफसोस है.
I'm sure. Sandeep Shetty has lost his brother. He has come here to share his story. He is telling you what happened in court. It is not fair for you, Mr. Prabhakar, to turn around and accuse him of making false accusations.
जी देखिए, हम उनके ऊपर आरोप नहीं लगा रहे हैं. हमको अफसोस है कि उनके भाई गुजर गए, इनका हमें बहुत अफसोस है. वो तो जिस तरीके से हम देखते आए हैं कि समाज के भलाई के लिए, भ्रष्टाचार को सामने निकालने के लिए वो सामने आ रहे थे और उनके साथ ये हादसा हुआ है. हमें अफसोस है इस बात को लेकर.
आज तक हमें बताइए किसी पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप को, any political leaders, any bureaucrats have been killed, that have not been killed as of today.
Just a minute.
Sandip Shetty, go ahead.
Yeah, because I've been hearing a lot of stories that somebody tweets on the PMO's website saying that I am having a problem and I need some help, and the PMO runs and gives them help. I have been posting this case on the PMO's website, on the the government's website, where they ask for issues which they'll look into. For 1 year I have been doing that. There has been no response from the government. The state government, whose land my brother saved, over 100 acres of land which was MSRDC land, because of my brother it came back to the government, which is worth 400 crore rupees. They have not turned back and asked me what I require to fight this battle. Rather, they are putting into impediments in my way so that I stop following up this case and I get out. The system is the way it works today, because I am seeing this for last 7 years. Tell me, when a CBI director is involved in covering up a case which is on record, when the investigating officer on record says that he is being forced, what are you going to say about that? CBI is the most respected investigating agency in India. What is left of that agency now? Tell me. And I have first-hand experience of all this, so I can say it, and I can challenge anybody to even the CBI is not coming to the courts because they are they don't have the legs to come and question my allegations.
Yeah, the thing is not only one layer. It is a executive flavor, it's a judicial flavor, investigative flavors. Apart from social apathy is also involved. Society's 99% is corrupt, and social citizens who has to come forward in such kind of times, precious times or the serious times, they are not coming forward to help or any distressed people who is working for RTI. That's why society is also has to be made accountable on these flaws.
How do you make society accountable?
Because they are not helping the such kind of things.
See, but these are very loose statements to make society accountable. How do you make society accountable? Now let's go over one second. Let's go over what happened. This man was on his motorcycle. 11 people stopped him.
When RTI is being made against certain housing society, you can get the information. Even any mutt, if you wanted to get any information, any work board, you get any information, nothing, zero. And the government is not providing the special kind of department or budget or ministry for the RTI. That's why government is also getting failing all this moment. And apart from that, investigation is very rough, and everybody is.
Let me bring in the representative of the Congress party, whose connection was very weak up till now. We now have him, and I'm glad we have him. J Chandorkar joins us. He's the former Mumbai Congress president and Congress leader. Mr. Chandorkar, what we're looking at right now is a murder of an RTI activist, and one former Congress corporator in Pune is one of the accused who has been taken into custody. Why do these people get tickets from your party to contest elections?
No, law will take its own course. If he is a Congress corporator, law will take action against him. He will be arrested and he will be dealt with the provisions of law. But madam, I would like to make a very important point here. The discussion I have been very quietly hearing about. Now, this act is enacted in 2005 by the UPA government. And Mrs. Sonia Gandhi was a pioneering leader behind this. Anna Hazare's movement also worked for it. And this act is a legislation in force in India, and it has
अभी मर्डर की बात कीजिए.
Mr. Chandorkar, this is the second case. The first case, Mr. Bhupendra Veera was shot dead in his own home. The person who was accused was one Raza Khan, former corporator, and his son Amjad Khan. Raza Khan was a Congress corporator. This was in Mumbai. Now we are looking at Pune, where the arrested have been identified as former Congress corporator Sadhguru Mahadev Kadam. Why did Sadhguru Mahadev Kadam get a ticket from the Congress party to contest an election when he is obviously this sort of low-life criminal? The accusation that has been made is that he hit this guy on the head with a paver block, with a cement paver block. This is the kind of murders we're talking about. What sort of screening process does the Congress party have before local elections when you hand out your tickets to those people who are going to contest in your name? What screening process do you have?
No, madam, in all political parties there are characters like this. This is not the Congress party that is there. It is in all the parties, but the parties don't.
There is no excuse. What is your screening process? How do you make sure that common criminals are not contesting elections in your party's name? How do you ensure that common criminals are not contesting elections in your party's name?
They are not.
How do you give out these tickets? What is the criteria of judgment? What is the criteria of selection when you're giving out tickets for local election power, for PMC, for PCMC, for BMC? Who decides whether or not these people will get tickets?
Madam, you tell me if you have any example. This Pune corporator was not given a ticket by the Congress party, nor this person, this is Rajak, was not given a ticket by the Congress party. Rajak was an ex-corporator from Kalina, I know, and he was not given a ticket. So Congress party is against all such things, and you must understand that Congress party has worked out this legislation, and this legislation.
How did he become a corporator? How did these former corporators, how do they become corporators without tickets, sir? Ejaz Naqvi?
They are just simply lying. They are,
but they become corporators from all the parties. So Congress is not
hanky and fashionable manifestos. They are failing right from beginning. And that's why you are not giving only tickets to such kind of anti-social elements. Proven criminals are being given tickets to UP assemblies, Bihar assemblies. It is everywhere. You have to admit it. It's an open shut case that Congress has not only nurtured criminalization in Indian politics.
Case, the president of Bharatiya Janata Party, Amit Shah,
in Indian politics.
Is a criminal.
You go a step ahead. That you had not only infused such kind of people, you had infused Zakir Naik.
Right. In fact, let me bring in Vijay Kumbhar
University, and you had proved that you are not only criminalizing the politics, you are Talibanizing.
One second, let me just bring in Vijay Kumbhar. Vijay Kumbhar is an RTI activist. 1 second, Mr. Chandorkar, listen to the other panelists. Vijay, tell me this. How corrupt are the corporators in Pune right now?
They all are corrupt. That is not the situation. And ये सवाल नहीं है कौन सा कॉर्पोरेट कितना करप्ट है. कोई भी पार्टी, कोई भी पॉलिटिशियन ये नहीं चाहता कि आम आदमी एम्पावर हो. अभी सुहास हल्दनकर का केस लीजिए. आदमी आरटीआई क्यों फाइल करता है? तो कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन मिले, अपना या कुछ पब्लिक का भला हो, उसके लिए कंप्लेंट करे. इसी कॉर्पोरेशन में श्रीकर परदेशी जो पीएमओ में वो कमिश्नर थे, तो उन्होंने सारथी नाम की एक ग्रीवेंस रिड्रेसल सिस्टम इंट्रोड्यूस की थी, जिसमें किसने कंप्लेंट की उसका पता नहीं चलता था, वो ग्रीवेंस रिड्रेस हो जाता था. बाद में जितना उन्होंने परदेशी की तो बदली हो गई, उसके बाद जो आए उन्होंने ये सिस्टम ही बंद कर दी. तो अभी कंप्लेंट करने से पहले जिसके बारे में कंप्लेंट किया उसको पता चल जाता है. पुणे का उदाहरण लीजिए. एक फोटो जर्नलिस्ट है, उनके घर के सामने एक बड़े होटल में एक किचन खड़ा गया, उसकी उनको बहुत तकलीफ होती है. उन्हें ऑनलाइन ग्रीवेंस डाल दिया, तो दूसरे मिनट को उसी जर्नलिस्ट को उसी होटल ओनर का फोन आ गया. यह सिस्टम जब तक नहीं सुधरती, और कोई भी पार्टी हो, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. कोई ऑनलाइन बोलेगा, कोई डिजिटल बोलेगा, कोई कुछ और बोलेगा, इसमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. इसमें होना यह चाहिए कि कभी तो भी ये पॉलिटिशियन को समझना चाहिए कि आम आदमी इस देश का राजा है और आप उसके नौकर है. या हो ये रहा है कि ये सारे मिलकर आम आदमी को पूरा का पूरा नंगा बना रहे हैं. उसके हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं देते, सिर्फ एक दिखावा करते हैं कि हम कुछ दे रहे. हमने आरटीआई लाया, हम आरटीआई में ये फला करेंगे. एक्चुअल पोजीशन ये, जितने भी मैं ये दावे के साथ कह सकता हूं, जितने भी आरटीआई के बारे में रिपोर्ट्स ब्यूरोक्रेसी ने फाइल किए, वो सारे के सारे झूठे. इसके बारे में किसी भी चैनल पर कोई रिपोर्ट मेरे सामने है, उसका पर्दाफाश मैं कर देता हूं.
Clyde?
Well, I kind of agree with a lot of ways what the gentleman just talking about. But the time now, yes, like I said before, instead of trading charges, let's get together and we have people on the panel who are actually working hard towards this whole cause. And what we need to do now is to actually bring all our heads together, work our minds together, and make sure that these people who are fighting a cause and trying to, bring in some sense of, semblance in this whole system where there's, a lot of talks about corruption, the incumbent government is talking about transparency. I think it's the right time for the incumbent government to actually walk the talk about, transparency, stem the corruption, and use these people to help them to get forward. And to start somewhere, the first thing they need to do is to protect the RTI activists. They, you need to protect them, make sure these like the laws come into place. The stringent laws in part of the Whistleblowers Act has to start with. First and foremost is do with this amendment where they're saying that once the person is killed or dies, that whole case that he's following stops. That's the first thing. They need to open this up, that it can be continued as long as somebody wants to pursue it. So that's the most important thing, that the first step in the right direction.
In fact, there should be clear instructions, at least in the state of Maharashtra, given to the police of Maharashtra, that if an RTI activist approaches you, that person should be given immediate police protection. In too many cases, and I know that you want to add something here, Bhaskar Prabhu, in too many cases, RTI activists have approached the police and the police simply turn them away because they don't think it's important.
Mr. Bhupendra Veera also approached the police, the Wakala police station, and he was denied.
For 6 months.
So this is like you said, immediately the first step they should do right is, if RTI activist goes to the police station and says that I have a problem, then they should look into it and look at the pros and cons, and if it's authentic, they should follow it.
The basic criteria is literally there is no political will. All the political parties that they are coming, they know that if the RTI is going ahead in a very strong way, then they will be exposed. And that is what has happened. If you see these other scam or 2G scam, any political party may take claim of it, but it started with 10 rupees. of RTI applications. And I feel that the government needs to be serious. If really wants a proper development, the RTI will bring sustainable development. It will not bring just development. It will be an inclusive development by the RTI. That's what we feel.
Right. Let me go to Gerard Lee, who's called us from Pune, and we do understand that Pune does have a problem right now of corruption on the local level. Gerard, go ahead.
Yeah, madam, good evening.
Good evening.
So my question is to Mr. Kumbhar, Vijay Kumbhar.
Yes.
He is a good friend of mine.
Okay. What's your question?
My question is, one of my friend, he has a place in NABM. He was threatened by a corporator.
Okay.
But with the corporation engineers, including the city engineer, deputy city engineer, and the junior engineer, everybody, to hand over the plot without any zoning. When we paid the money to get the zoning done, the zoning was 0 road winding.
Okay.
And they gave a zoning of 11.5 meters.
Okay. So what is the question? What is the question?
It is a 0 road winding. Why they have to take 11.5 meters from him?
Okay.
Yeah, that is my question. When it's 0 winding, you can't take 11.5 meters when it's not on the DT.
So Gerard, what you're telling us is that there is corruption right now, not just in the corporators, but also in the engineers and those people who are manning the PMC office?
101%. I came to know that they were bribed 50 lakhs to do this job.
Vijay Kumbhar, is this true? That most desks in the PMC office is corrupt?
I didn't get him.
Yes.
I don't understand his what he wants to tell. What is his question and what is his grievance? The PMC officials are corrupt. That is okay. I don't have any argument about that.
It's okay for
but
us now.
What he wants to ask.
What is he trying to ask? The officials are corrupt. But okay, so we can do that conversation offline, and I will connect the two of you. But you also appear to be friends, so this is a conversation that I want to take forward. Bhaskar Prabhu, I want to understand as an RTI activist right now, what do you need?
और दूसरी बात मैडम ये है इसमें कि हर एक आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट को प्रोटेक्शन देना नामुमकिन सी बात है. इसमें पुलिस को सतर्क होना पड़ेगा. जब ग्रीवेंस ऐसा आता है उसको अच्छाई से इंक्वायरी करनी पड़ेगी. और इसके बाद पहले कुछ बार हमने कोशिश की थी, लेकिन आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट के बजाय कुछ पॉलिटिकल लोगों ने इनका फायदा लिया. उन्होंने कुछ आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन फाइल कर दे और उनको प्रोटेक्शन मिल गया. तो हर चीज का यहाँ गैर इस्तेमाल होता है. तो ये बहुत सोच समझकर करने वाली बात है. हर एक को प्रोटेक्शन देना नामुमकिन सी बात है. और प्रोटेक्शन कैसे किसी की जान बचती है ये भी मैं नहीं मानता. तो ये बहुत क्रिटिकल प्रॉब्लम है. ऐसे नहीं कि आज सारे बेवकूफ को सबको प्रोटेक्शन दिया जाए. अभी पॉलिटिकल लोगों ने इतना प्रोटेक्शन दिया कि बाकी पुलिस बची ही नहीं हमारे देश में.
Bhaskar Prabhu, आपको क्या चाहिए?
I endorse what Mr. Vijay Kumbhar has said, that it's not possible. But the only thing is that if first and foremost today I would like to tell, and this is a message to the PMO's office, is telling is that first they have to withdraw the amendments for the RTI rules that they have brought in. They are totally degenerating, and that means there may be some which are they had sent a circular stating that we are not amending. It was just passing it on, but the withdrawal of the applicant's matter after his death, or if he wants to withdraw, he can withdraw. There will be a forcing of withdrawal of the RTI applications, which will be very hazardous or very.
So basically, just to
Mr. Prabhu,
one second, just to explain this to my audience, explain it to the audience who's watching at home right now. An RTI activist is just a regular citizen who is using the RTI rules to get out information from the government. They write an application that any government office that receives an application from an RTI activist is mandated to respond within 30 days. What are the amendments that have been brought in right now by the Prime Minister's office that makes you believe that RTI activists are now in grave danger? The
first is that I would like to tell the major amendment to the rules that has been brought is Section 10, withdrawal and abatement of the appeal. The Commission may in its discretion allow a prayer for withdrawal of an appeal if such a prayer is made by the appellant on an application made in writing, duly signed and during hearing.
So basically, if I shake you down and threaten you,
that's it.
You can withdraw that complaint. So up until now, once a complaint application went in, it just went in.
After that, second, it is that the proceedings pending before Commission shall abate on the death of the appellant. What does this mean? Today, there is a resolution passed by the Central Information Commission itself that such applications, so moto, all information should be published, and that is where most of the commissions are following. In Maharashtra, we have disclosed, we have made a complaint to the State Information Commission. All the applications which we have taken the complaint, they have now been published.
This is not, Bhaskar Prabhu, this is not just a watering down of the RTI rules.
Definitely,
this is a death sentence for RTI activists.
They don't want the present government does not want transparency to be or the power to be with the common people. I feel that they should be very serious about it. If we were very much interested when our Honorable Prime Minister said in one of the convention that information should be provided. The citizens have right to question the government. Citizens have right to get the answers to the questions. Now they are withdrawing it. Recently, the Central Vigilance Commission have said one more. They have taken out one more circular. If the applications are repeatedly, you don't answer there. This is the official circular. I have it in front of me. This is the circular.
Read it out. What does it say?
It states that seeking similar information through repeated RTI applications, Central Information Commission's decision regarding. They don't answer the application, so what the applicant will do? They will have to make an applications repeatedly. They have to, the section 4, till the section 4 is not complete, there will be repetitive applications. Still the section 4 where the 17 manuals which have to be published by each department, if they are not on the website, there will be RTI application and we will make the application. They have to answer the application. This will be a movement all over India.
Yes.
संजय प्रभाकर, आप अभी जवाब दे दीजिए. आप ट्रांसपेरेंसी के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, आप जवाब दे दीजिए.
जिस तरीके से अमेंडमेंट की बात की जा रही है, शुरू से ही हमारी सरकार भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ है और आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट के लिए सुरक्षा के लिए जो भी कानून के प्रावधान हैं, चाहे वो विसल ब्लोअर एक्ट जो है 2011 उस समय की बात हो,
एक काम कीजिए ना संजय प्रभाकर, ये चुनाव की स्पीच मत सुनाइए हमें, ये चुनाव की स्पीच मत सुनाइए, स्पेसिफिक्स पे आ जाइए. आप स्पेसिफिकली भास्कर प्रभु जी की सवाल के जवाब दे दीजिए. अगर आप ट्रांसपेरेंसी के बारे में बात कर रहे तो ऐसे अमेंडमेंट्स क्यों लेके आ रहे हैं आपके?
ये देखिए, जो भी अमेंडमेंट्स हो रहे हैं उसके लिए एक या 2-3 जनों के साथ बैठ के नहीं हो रहे हैं, उसके लिए काफी चीजों को ध्यान देकर बहुत सारी बातें
That is exactly what we are worried about. In fact,
आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट के साथ में
15 दिन और 15 दिन सिर्फ दिया है. कानून ने आपको कम से कम 1 महीना देना चाहिए.
या फिर जो भी आगे प्रावधान रखे जाएंगे वो हो रहे हैं, वो सिर्फ देश हित के लिए, भ्रष्टाचार को दूर करने के लिए और आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट के सुरक्षा को लेकर भी ऑलरेडी सारे प्रावधान हैं. इस बात को लेकर
कोई भी प्रावधान नहीं है आरटीआई सुरक्षा के लिए.
मेरा एक सवाल है आपसे.
आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट
प्रभाकर जी
मिलता है या फिर ऐसे उसे धमकियां मिलती हैं, उसके जान को खतरा है तो वो पुलिस स्टेशन में वो जा सकता है. और ऐसे कई केसेस
आप मजाक कर रहे हो.
मैं आपको बात बता रहा हूं,
आप मजाक कर रहे हो. संजय प्रभाकर जी
नहीं है, आपको एग्जांपल बता रहा हूं.
भूपेंद्र वीरा की मैं फिर से केस सुनाऊं.
राजीव मिश्रा नाम का एक एक्टिविस्ट है, आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट, उसने पुलिस स्टेशन जाकर कंप्लेंट किया और उसे अभी भी देखिए
आप राजीव मिश्रा के बारे में बात मत कीजिए. वो 5 मिनट पे स्टूडियो के अंदर पहुंच जाएंगे. उनकी थोड़ी सी ट्रैफिक लग गई क्योंकि हमारे रास्ते के हाल इतने अच्छे हैं कि वो ट्रैफिक में फंस गए. वो आने वाले, उनसे ही हम पूछ लेंगे. बट संजय प्रभाकर जी, आप ना ये चुनाव खत्म हो गए, आप लोग जीत गए. हाँ, अभी काम की बात करते हैं.
जी देखिए,
ये अमेंडमेंट आप क्यों लेके आ रहे हैं?
जीते हैं, इस देश की जनता ने भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ जो है एक ऐसी सरकार चाहती थी जो भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ हो, विकास के साथ हो.
प्रभाकर जी, मेरा एक सवाल का जवाब देंगे?
नॉर्थ में सर काट दिया जाएगा करके बोलते हैं, हाँ, कह नहीं रहे क्या?
कल सजा भी हुई ना.
हाँ,
बिहार,
कल के पेपर में आया है.
बिहार में
जनता ये नहीं चाहती है. अगर आपने ये चाहती है करके आपने सोचा होगा, मेहरबानी करके वो गलत है.
क्वेश्चन है. मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि आप जब कहते हैं कि पारदर्शिता, आप ये कहते हैं कि भ्रष्टाचार का अंत करना है, तो आप मुझे ये बताइए कि अगर किसी आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट की मृत्यु होती है, उसे मार दिया जाता है और उसका काम वहीं पर खत्म कर दिया जाता है, जो उन्हें इतने मेहनत करके किसी बात को बाहर लाई है, लोगों के सामने दर्शाया है, अगर उनके मृत्यु के बाद उसी बात को आप वहीं खत्म कर देते तो ये पारदर्शिता की जो संघर्ष उन्होंने छेड़ी है वो आप आगे नहीं ले जा सकते? तो उसका क्या होगा, उसका आप जवाब दीजिए ना। आप पारदर्शिता की बात करें, भ्रष्टाचार की बात करें, संघर्ष का अंत कर रहे हैं।
आप बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे हैं,
आप संघर्ष का अंत वही कर रहे हैं, उनके साथ उनका अंत कर रहे हैं आप।
देखिए यहाँ संघर्ष खत्म नहीं होता, यहाँ तो
संघर्ष खत्म ही हो रहा है ना, क्योंकि आगे बात बढ़ेगी नहीं।
देखिए
एक मिनट प्रभाकर जी, एक सवाल मेरा जवाब,
इसके बाद भी जांच
सुन लीजिए मेरी बात, सुन लीजिए मेरी बात
हो सकती है,
कृपया करके
जांच सुन लीजिए। संदीप शेट्टी अपने भाई के बारे में जांच के पीछे ही
पड़े, लेकिन आप संघर्ष को अंत कर रहे हैं।
पॉलिटिकल पार्टी उसके संघर्ष को आगे लेके जा रही है।
आप संघर्ष आगे ले जाइए, कब आपको
सरकार की बात है, कानून की बात है, अदालत में मामला है,
शांत हो जाइए आप लोग सब। एक मिनट प्रभाकर जी, एक मिनट। आप राजीव मिश्रा के बारे में जिक्र कर रहे थे, राजीव मिश्रा फोन पे है। राजीव मिश्रा जी, आप तो स्टूडियो आने वाले थे, आप ट्रैफिक में फंस गए। अब मुझे ये बताइए कि बीजेपी की जो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है हमें अभी हमारे पैनल पे, उनका कहना है कि ये गवर्नमेंट जो है आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट के लिए काम करते, ट्रांसपेरेंसी के लिए काम करते, भ्रष्टाचार को खत्म करने के लिए काम करते। डू यू अग्री राजीव मिश्रा?
देखिए, फिर मैं एक बात आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि देखो, आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट का आज जो है ना, वो निश्चित तौर पे दो तरह का चेहरा सामने आ रहा है। एक चेहरा ऐसा है जो समाज की भलाई के लिए निश्चित तौर पर दिलो जान से काम कर रहा है, और दूसरा चेहरा कुछ ऐसा भी आ रहा है जिसमें कि कहीं न कहीं इंटेंशन जो है वो थोड़ा गलत भी दिखाई देता है। तो ये दोनों चेहरे आ रहे हैं। ऐसे में जो एक आरटीआई एक्ट का जो एक रूल है कि आप जितना भी आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन किसी भी डिपार्टमेंट में दाखिल किया जाता है, उसको आपको ऑनलाइन कर देना है, और उसको जो ऑनलाइन मतलब उसको सार्वजनिक कर देना है। और सार्वजनिक करने से क्या होगा कि कोई जो आदमी आरटीआई एक्ट का जरिए जानकारी मांग करके ब्लैकमेलिंग करने की कोशिश करता है, उस पर आसानी से विराम लगाया जा सकता है। और दूसरी बात कि जो अच्छे लोग काम कर रहे हैं उनको लोग भी जानेंगे कि भाई ये लोग अच्छे लोग हैं जो जुड़े हुए हैं, ये काम कर रहे हैं और समाज के हित में काम कर रहे हैं। तो इससे जो लोग
तो आपको ये जो अमेंडमेंट्स लेके, ये जो आरटीआई रूल्स के अमेंडमेंट्स है, आप ये अमेंडमेंट से सहमत है राजीव मिश्रा जी?
मैंने अभी तक जितने भी डिपार्टमेंट्स को मैंने आरटीआई अपने डाले हैं और आरटीआई के थ्रू जो जानकारियां हासिल किया है, मैंने सभी डिपार्टमेंट प्रमुख से मैंने ये निवेदन किया है कि आपके यहाँ जितने भी आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन आते हैं उसको आप अपने वेबसाइट पे आप सार्वजनिक कर दो।
एक मिनट भास्कर प्रभु,
द थिंग इज दैट कि जो इन्होंने कहा है वो डीओपीटी ने ऑलरेडी सर्कुलर भेजा दिया गया है। जितने भी आरटीआई एप्लीकेशंस और जितने भी आरटीआई के जवाब दिए गए हैं वो पूरा वेबसाइट में डालना चाहिए, लेकिन एक भी डिपार्टमेंट आज तक किया नहीं है किसी ने। ये आपको मैं समझाना चाहता हूं। और अभी जो बात हो रही है अमेंडमेंट्स के बारे में, और अमेंडमेंट्स में कहा गया है कि जिसी को मारने के बाद में या मरने के बाद में या वो जब उनका देहांत हो जाता है तो उसके बाद में जो भी सूचना उन्होंने पूछी है उसके बारे में आगे कुछ किया नहीं जाएगा। इस चीज के बारे में आपको पता है क्या? जो अमेंडमेंट्स रूल्स में अमेंडमेंट जो 31 मार्च को पब्लिश किए गए थे, 15 दिन के अंदर आपको उसका जवाब देना है। अप्रैल 15
विजय, क्या आपके अमेंडमेंट्स के बारे में क्या राय है?
जरूरी करिए।
यस विजय जी, गो अहेड।
तो बिल्कुल नहीं होनी चाहिए। मुझे इसका इंटेंशन ही पता नहीं चल रहा है। अगर जो प्रभाकर जी कह रहे हैं कि किसी एक्टिविस्ट से उन्होंने बात की थी, तो मेहरबानी करिए हमें बताइए कि वो एक्टिविस्ट कौन थे जो आईसी अमेंडमेंट चाहते हैं। और दूसरी बात ये है
जी, देखिए मैंने ऐसे किसी एक्टिविस्ट से बात नहीं किया, मैंने बोला ही नहीं है। हमने कहा कि जब सुरक्षा की बात
बोलने दीजिए कि राजीव प्रभाकर जी
को प्रोटेक्शन मिला हुआ है, इस बात को लेकर हमने कहा था।
उनको बोलने दीजिए, प्रभाकर जी उनको बोलने दीजिए, विजय को बोलने दीजिए। विजय जी
वो गलत बोल रहे हैं, मैंने ऐसा कोई बयान नहीं दिया है।
मुझे बताइए ना कौन ये जो अमेंडमेंट है आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट के मर्डर के बाद या उसकी मृत्यु के बाद उसकी इंफॉर्मेशन जाहिर नहीं करनी चाहिए। ये आया कहां से, किसके दिमाग में कल्पना आ सकती है? सतीश शेट्टी जब गए तो उसके बाद मैंने आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन डाला तब वो इंफॉर्मेशन कुछ बाहर आई थी। उससे पहले सतीश ने बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मंगवाई थी, लेकिन खुद होकर गवर्नमेंट ने कभी भी वो इंफॉर्मेशन जाहिर नहीं की थी। इसके बावजूद, मेरे एप्लीकेशन डालने के बावजूद भी सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आगे नहीं है। इतना ही नहीं, तो जब सतीश शेट्टी की मर्डर का कुछ ये नहीं हो रहा था, जब हम पुलिस के पास गए थे तो पुलिस को पता भी नहीं था कि सतीश ने क्या इंफॉर्मेशन मंगवाई है। तो पीआई मुझे पूछ रहे थे। तो गवर्नमेंट को खुद होकर इंफॉर्मेशन ये करनी चाहिए। मुझे आरटीआई के नाम चाहिए कि जो चाहते कि ऐसे अमेंडमेंट हो। ये बिल्कुल ही वाहियात अमेंडमेंट है।
और दूसरी जो बात है, किसी ने कहा अभी कि गलत इस्तेमाल भी होता है। पूरे देश भर में मुझे बताइए गलत इस्तेमाल होके क्या हुआ है। और जो भी एप्लीकेशन करते हैं सही बाहर निकालते हैं। अगर 20 माले का if the permission is for 20 floors in Dadar area itself, I would say there is a permission for 20 floors. There is 33 floors standing in our lane. I can state that it is in Mumbai Marathi Grantha Sangrahalaya Road. Who is still looking at it? And if the applications are done according to it, these people are threatened. They are indirectly given. आपका बच्चा स्कूल में जा रहा है, आपका वाइफ मार्केट को ये टाइम पे जाती है. Even forget it. Even if you are asking about the roads, one of the engineer has told me, प्रभु हमको मालूम है आप कहाँ-कहाँ चलते हैं. अगर ये सब बातें होती है, तो मैं कहता हूं कि सेक्शन 4 सबसे बड़ा कलम है जो सूचना अधिकार का कलम 4, वो कलम 4 के तहत सभी अगर इंफॉर्मेशन अगर वेबसाइट में मिलते हैं, हमें आरटीआई एप्लीकेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं है. बृहन मुंबई महानगर पालिका में एक टेक्निकल एडवाइजरी कमेटी बनी है. बिल्डिंग प्रपोजल के बारे में सब कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन वेबसाइट में आने के लिए हम गए 3 साल से हर महीने हम मीटिंग में बैठते हैं, लेकिन वो आज तक पब्लिश नहीं हो रहा है. ये अंडर करंट चालू है उधर. क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? क्यों लोगों को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए कि मैं घर ले रहा हूं वो सही है कि नहीं? और जब वो बेचारा एप्लीकेंट जाता है और पूछता है तो उसको धमकियां मिलती हैं.
Well, it's absolutely, and I have to wrap up the show here, but it is true that there is, of course, a complete breakdown of the rule of law when it comes to RTI activists. Nobody should have to live like this. Nobody should be allowed to threaten these people. These people are soldiers of society. They do our job. They make sure that we get the information that we need. The governments are just not doing enough. And this amendment that is actually a death sentence for RTI activists completely tilts the whole thing on its head. We request on this channel the governments of various states, of Maharashtra specifically, and the government of India to relook at the RTI rules and make sure that the Whistleblower Act is brought in and strengthened. They make sure that the people who use the RTI in order to gain information, to fight for the transparency and the clean functioning that you believe in, that these people are protected, that these people are allowed to do what they want to do because they are working for the betterment of society. If RTI activists are shut down, murdered, threatened and beaten up, we will never ever know the truth. They are soldiers of the truth. We have to protect them. And to each of us as citizens, we will each know an RTI activist in our neighborhoods. It is our job as a society to keep an eye out on them, to keep an eye out on their families and their children and their wives and them. Make sure that they are safe. Watch their houses. If you notice something suspicious, report it immediately. It is our job to protect these people because they are working in our interest. Thanks for watching.